que ele lida com o trabalho dos autores, quando ele precisa mudar alguma coisa, como ele muda o trabalho dos artistas, e o trabalho dos artistas continua sendo dos artistas. O que é editar um autor e o trabalho continua sendo um autor mesmo se precisar de mudanças?
Good question. Well, it depends on who you're working with. When you're working with guys like you that know what you're doing, it's a lot easier job. An editor knows when to let the creator go and dance and do what they do best. So when you're working with Fabian and Gabrielle, or you're working with Frank Miller, or you're working with Paul Pope, the editor's job is to be brutally honest with them when they make a misstep. And I usually do it by saying, what do you mean by this? And then they go, well, I meant this. And I say, well, that's funny because I got this out of it. And that's not what I read. You know, that's not how I received it. And then they go, oh, really? Just saying. You know, do what you like, but and the hardest part, it's easy when you work for, like, on Lucasfilm, you know, you're working on Star Wars or something, you have a licensor that if even editorially you read something or you see something in it that you don't like, you can always blame it on the company. Well, Lucas people hated it, so you gotta change it, sorry. And you don't have to worry, you know, but when you're working with somebody who's creating their own story, you've gotta be a little better of getting in their head and making them listen to your objective observation of what they're trying to do. With Frank Miller, the first time I actually edited him was on The Big Fat Kill, and literally on the second page, there was a piece of dialogue where Gail and Dwight were talking, and literally everything in Dwight's word balloon was Gail's voice. And everything in Dwight's word balloon was, I'm sorry, the other way around. They had long voices in each balloon. And it's my first time being his editor, and I gotta sit there and go, how do I tell him he screwed up? You know, hey, Frank Miller, you messed up. You know? But how you do it is to have that relationship with them, because they demand it. You're the guy there making sure that they're, for lack of a better phrase, that their fly isn't open. You know, they don't want to look silly. Same thing with Jim Lee. There's not much I can teach Frank Miller about Batman. He knows the character pretty darn well. Jim Lee, I'm not going to, oh, you know, Jim, you really have to work on your perspective. And your foreshortening is crap. No, the guy knows how to draw. But every now and then, and when we were working on Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, every now and then Robin's head was a little too big. You literally have to, you know, it's like a 50-pound head. And kids, drawing kids is hard because they're freakish. Kids are freaks, you know, they're just not quite together. So every now and then I have to go, Jim, that head over there is like, oh crap, thanks. You know, and bring it down.